Welcome to day 4 of Roxy's Christmas Stitchery, and today's prompt is a star. So I used this template that Mum had to cut out my star. I actually cut a little bit bigger than the template because I wanted my star to be a bit bigger. And what I have done is I have just picked some pretty fabric and put it on top of some plain cotton. I am just cantha stitching the two bits of fabric together just to give it a nice solid base. So once the two fabrics are cantha stitched or running stitched together, I start to play around with some different embellishments that I've pulled out. I'm pretty much going for a pink and green theme. So I have some little bits of trim and buttons. I use some sequins, bits of laces, bits of tulle, etc. So you're just seeing me play around with my layout here and working out where I can put all my little bits and pieces. It's quite fun pulling out the different colours that you're going with. So as I said, I'm going with just mainly those two colours of pink and green. And I've got lots of cute little buttons here, pink ones and green ones that are tiny. And just, laying down things so I have some interesting things on each point of the star. And then what I'll do is once I'm happy with the layout, I will go ahead and stitch everything down. Starting off with this little piece of green trim, it's the hand-dyed trim that I've added on. I'm just using a standard sewing machine cotton. This one is in green, so it blends in with the trim a little bit. I pretty much sew everything down in this manner, and it's just with standard sewing machine cotton. So now I'm looking to add one of my pink trims, and this time I've got a pink sewing machine cotton. And I would just keep adding bits and pieces. Like I'm onto the green dyed cheesecloth. I would just continue to add bits and pieces until my star's quite interesting. All right, now you can see I've added a whole bunch of pieces, some bits of fabric, the cheesecloth, that little piece of selvage that says textile. This is a tiny piece of pink sari silk that I'm stitching on now. I have a little strip of pink Liberty fabric up in the top sort of peak of the star. So just continuing to build up my layers. All right, so all the main base pieces are put down, and now I'm going to embellish with some buttons. So again, using the Simple Sewing Machine cotton, I'm stitching all my buttons on. So I'm doing pink down on this peak, and then pink, and then I go to green on another one. In a minute, you'll see. Pink buttons done, and now it's time for the green ones. All right, green buttons are done. I'm just showing you close up here so you can see it a little bit better. So everything's nicely embellished. And now what I want to do is I want to paint those flowers in the middle with some wool threads. Now I used lots of different colours that you can see there, and I did both the flowers and also some leaves as well. Now what I'm doing is I've just cut a piece of fabric that's going to be the back of my star, and I'm laying my star down on the fabric to make sure that it fits and pinning it in place. This is a piece of sari silk that I'm going to use as my ribbon to hang my star on the Christmas tree. So just tucking that into the top peak and pinning everything down. And I'm actually just going to do a messy running stitch to stitch the whole thing down together. The back's not going to look neat at all, but I want this to kind of be rustic and messy, so it's fine. Just rough cutting the star out, not right down to the line. I'll do that once I've finished stitching it. I'm just getting rid of some of the excess fabric before I start stitching. So it's stitching time, just getting an old sewing machine cotton in kind of an off-white, and you'll see that I'll start to do a running stitch to stitch the piece together. So I've done the running stitch the whole way around, and I come back towards where I started, but I leave a little bit of a gap because I need to be able to stuff my star a little bit. So I'm going to do just a small amount of stuffing. It's not going to be too full or too fat, just to give it a little bit of dimension. You'll see that in a minute. So my star is all stitched down, and I've just got some like soft toy stuffing or filling. I'm using an old paintbrush to poke the stuffing into the star. Okay, so just poking it into each point of the star, and it's just a small amount into each stuffing. As I pull off bits of the stuffing, I fluff it up a bit by pulling the fibres apart. So just getting that last bit of stuffing in, and then I've got my string still attached, my cotton, you can see that, and I'm just going to continue on with the running stitch to finish closing up that hole. Okay, so I've just done a knot and pulled it into the middle and snipped off that thread. Now just playing around with the stuffing to spread it all out in the star, and now is the time to just roughly cut the fabric down closer to the edge. Again, this is just roughly cut. Eventually this will probably fray, which is good because that's what I'd like it to look like. So it's almost like you're doing like a primary school stitching project, very messily put together. Certainly not doing anything on the machine, it's all by hand. So just finishing off cutting away that fabric. I've got a few bits and pieces that stick over the edge, so I'm just careful to lift them up so that I can cut under them. So that's basically my star, ready to go. This is my two decorations together and my decorated star. So I hope you like what I've done, and I look forward to seeing what you do. So I'll see you again for my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.